No need to talk about me. I'm really here, first of all, to welcome President Simonelli, but also Andrea, Pirlo, and Marco Materazzi. It's very good to have you here. As you were mentioning, Charlie, 2 years ago, Lega Serie A landed in New York City with a great event. There were lots of promises, lots of potential, but then last year we had a meeting here looking into the strategy. So this is an important occasion for stock taking. Numbers are positive, it's not surprising. I mean, for us, Calcio is about passion, but let's face it, here and looking at the potential in the US is very much about business. So that's why it's so important that you're here and that we continue this approach where we combine the Italian passion with the American business attitude. So let me just finish here and saying that Serie A is one of the best brands that we have to promote abroad, and probably one with the biggest potential. And notably in the US, looking at the World Championship in 1 year and a half. And from our perspective as Minister of Foreign Affairs, we're taking very seriously sport. Sport diplomacy is now part of our job. It's being kind of formalized by Minister Tajani, because it's an instrument, again, of growth, promotion of our culture, if you want, of our brands and lifestyle, but also promotion of our economic interest. So in this regard, it's very good to see you so numerous here, but I had no doubts about it. Grazie.
Grazie a te.
Marks historical milestone for Serie A in the United States. Never before has Italian football been so widely accessible across the country. For the first time, this is important, we are splitting English and Spanish telecasts to serve the rapidly growing Hispanic community. We covered on CBS and FOX Deportes, and thanks, Serie A has delivered over 1,000 hours of programming in the US for the first leg of 2024-2025 season. And more than 600 of those are there live. CBS is broadcasting every single match live, while FOX Deportes is bringing 3 live matches for match week to Spanish-speaking audience. This expansion has led to incredible growth, and we are proud for this. At the end of January, our cumulative live audience has reached a 50% increase compared to the same period of the last season. This is a big result, and we thank you very much for all these things. Of this success has been the increased exposure on CBS main network and Spanish language broadcasting. And the first time, Serie A is now on the radio, further expanding access to our matches and bringing the excitement of Italian football to even more fun across the country. I remember, and then Michele will explain you that we know that we have 51 million people that love Italian football here in the US. We have more than 18 million of Italo-Americans that we suppose that they fall for a big part in Italian football. And above all, we have around 5 million of Americans that every year go to visit Italy. So this will be our link to implement the Italian Serie A and the watching Italian Serie A here in the US. And today, we are thrilled to announce another exciting step forward. After some successful Serie A matches transmission during the first part of the season, CBS main network will also broadcast Juventus versus Genoa live on March 29. This marks another important moment in our mission to bring Serie A to as many fans as possible in the US. And for this, I thank all of you. Thank you very much.
First of all, this summer, the Club World Cup, we have Juventus and Inter, even though you know I always see you as half red and black and half white and black. Marco, why don't you talk first, the importance of the Club World Cup and Inter.
So, good evening. First of all, thank you for coming. I'm so happy to be here with Michele, because last year it was a little bit less. Today, the attendance is very, very important. And I'm so happy because 1 year ago, Michele spoke what he would does, and then they did. So, because the numbers are on the paper, right? So about the World Cup, we have first three job before the World Cup, because we run for the Champions League, for the Liga, and for the Coppa Italia. That's very important because Italy needs 5 teams in the Champions League next year. So I will be here for the World Cup. I'm so happy to visit the United States because I love this country, and but I want to think about the Serie A champions and the Coppa Italia before. So
First.
Triplete, he's looking for triplete.
maybe
I know he's looking for
maybe
triplete.
Andrea can speak about Juventus and Milan.
Mic off. Andrea, talk about that, and we'll talk about your experience in the U.S. But first, I know that Inter is going to go on the West Coast. We helped them get their training sites at the Seattle Seahawks and UCLA, and Juve chose Briarwood in West Virginia. So none of you people are from West Virginia, are you? Not one, you see? But it's okay. They want to have a good, quiet camp.
Never play in Virginia.
No. West Virginia. There's no chance you played in West Virginia.
No, I think it's a good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. Marco said everything. For us, it's important to be here because the Serie A is a very, very fantastic league. Because 2 years ago we had three clubs in the final, so it's not easy every year to compete with the other big club with like Real Madrid, Manchester or Barcelona. But we work hard every day, every year to compete with this club. So now we have the chance to come to the World Cup. I hope we'll be better because it's important to do better because the Italian league need to stay always in the best of the world.
Let me just ask, is he a great manager for you?
Yeah, of course. He won many titles in Italy, so I think he's a great manager.
Who's your favorite manager you played for?
I had Ancelotti for 8 years, Antonio Conte for 3 years. So I think I work with the best Italian coaches in the world.
And how about you? The most Italian coach of all was Jose Mourinho, wasn't he?
Of course, in the club was Jose, and the national team was Lippi because we won the World Cup. It was an unbelievable experience because I start on the bench and finish on the pitch.
I have to say,
It was easy because this guy
was good.
for
I had
the assist man.
I had an intern write down all the things you guys have won, but I think it's the most important. You both were there for the World Cup, and you gave all of us such a thrill. And now we're coming back in 2 years' time, here again in the U.S. Why don't you start first? How do you see Italy's chances in the World Cup in 2026?
We have to wait now. So we have to be in the
First we have to
Cup.
qualify.
Let's get
And it's kind of interesting that that's become our new mantra. First we need to qualify, then we'll talk.
Yes.
I think 48 teams, right? We have to be there.
You would
We have a
think.
chance.
Yeah. If they increase it to 84, maybe we'll be easier. But it's like I'm very happy about this.
So, first of all, you measure Calcio, of course, through the trophies. Okay? These guys here, they won several of these. And last year, we had one of the best Italian story, which is Atalanta. Atalanta last year has won the Europa League. Atalanta is a company that has America in their business because Steven Pagliuca is part of the company itself and is one of the best story of Italian football. In last year, won the Europa League, but even Fiorentina was for the second time in a row in the final of the Conference League, which led us to be first in the UEFA ranking last year. Now, suddenly, I had the worst week a month ago, with a few clubs kicked out from the Champions League, but that's football, and this is something that can happen. But Inter is still there, and we will all support Inter, hopefully to do well until the end of the Champions League. We have the Roma clubs in Europa League, and we have Fiorentina in Conference League. So let's all support Italian calcio and try to achieve the best in Italy. but to come here in America and make things happen. If you go in the Bronx, we have a football pitch for the kids built by Serie A for the community, thanks to our friend in Street Soccer USA, which is here, and I just thank as all the other friends, in order to develop the brands and generate more commercial activities. Those are just few pictures. Yes, Marco, this is you last year.
You seem happy, Marco.
Exactly, here with Poppy, and that is the Bronx Street Soccer USA pitch. Exactly what we try to build along with the clubs, but we are not alone. America is a crowded market. America, you know much better than me that soccer is not the first sports, and in Manhattan only, you can see a lot of sports properties happening. So how can we stand out the crowd? This is exactly the objective. And the only way to do that is together, along with all the clubs and along with our Italian-American community. And just today, of what we could achieve if we really work together, aligned. In terms of numbers, yes, the president was saying, out of 350 million of Americans, if I'm not mistaken, Andy, we have 35 million soccer fans on Nielsen data. But then you have 13.5 potential Serie A real fans, people who knows Serie A and that can follow Serie A, and then 8 million of Serie A avid fans. But out of 35 total million of Americans who love soccer, you have 51 million of Americans who love Italy. So if we pitch Calcio through a way to speak about our country, art, fashion, food, culture, everything that is related to Italy, this is a way to engage a wider audience, not only people who have been growing with Andrea and Marco on the pitch,